like notes through the hourglass. These are the songs of our lives. These are the songs. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Songs of Our Lives. I am Brad Rose. I am an artist, a composer, a writer, the founder of Foxy Digitalis, and someone who thinks about sound far more than is healthy. Each week, I invite on a guest to talk about the music and the songs that have meant a lot to them and left its mark. Previous guests include Greg Davis, Ethan Miller, Sarah Hennies, Circuit DU, Joy Guidry. The list goes on and on. But this week, it is the one, the only Glenn Donaldson. Oh man, this one is 20 years in the making. I truly, I think I can say that, and it is not inaccurate. I've been a huge fan of Glenn's work for a long time. Going back to the Jeweled Antler, that remains a sort of beacon of collective creativity that it just inspired so much within me and was, I don't know. I love what Glenn and Lauren and Steven and everybody involved in that. But Glenn was really one of the main driving forces, if not the main driving force. I have so much admiration for it. And as Glenn's music practice has evolved, it's just gotten, he's just doing so much cool stuff. I mean, thinking back to, back in the Jeweled Antler days, Sky Green Leopards, it was clear that Glenn could write a hell of a pop song. And so the Reds, Pinks, and Purples just is a new growth of that. And it's one of, it's a band I listen to all the freaking time. Like I've had this one. So there's a new collection out called The Past is a Garden I Never Fed. Great title. It's on Fire Records. It's out now. I've been listening to that a lot. I don't know. It's a band that is on very regular rotation at my house and in my studio. So anyway, it was an absolute thrill this is the first time Glenn and I had ever actually talked rather than just through email. And, as we joke many times, probably should have happened sooner. This was a joy. This was an absolute joy. And I'm so thrilled to have done it. So again, The Past is a Garden I Never Fed is out now on Fire Records. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating and review, or you can join the Patreon. Links in the show notes. All that support really keeps us going. Appreciate all of you. And I hope you enjoy this episode. My guest today is an artist, musician, someone who I can say has been one of my favorite songwriters for, I don't know, a good long time. It is Glenn Donaldson. Welcome to the show. Woo!
Hey, Brad.
So yeah, we were just, we've kind of known each other for what, close to 20 years?
Yeah, it's weird we never talked, but
I know
we're doing it now. So
first time for everything.
Yes, we talked over email, but
yeah. So yeah, which is kind of funny because back, I don't know, I think back in those days, Jeweled Antler was a very big inspiration for me, and we exchanged some emails about it, but that's about it. But now we're talking about, that's old news.
Ancient history. Yeah.
But your main thing now these days is the Reds, Pinks, and Purples, and you have a new, I guess it just came out last week, or it comes out this week officially. I don't know.
It just came out last week.
Okay. So it's so The Past is a Garden I Never Fed. It's on Fire Records. So this is a collection of stuff that you had released digitally, basically, right? And this is first time on physical media.
Yeah, it's all been like that, really. And I was switching labels to Fire Records, and it seemed like a good introduction to the band if I pulled together, because I do a lot of stuff on Bandcamp, because I like to be spontaneous and just, put out a lot of material, without having to worry about if it's what it is. And
Right.
so, you have the same approach, I believe.
Preaching to the choir here.
Yeah. And, it's great for people who like music and for people who like to do music because there's no middleman.
Right.
And there's no one telling you, it doesn't have to be good or bad. It can just be something that you think is worth, putting out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just a collection of the best of the Bandcamp releases, I'd say. And none of it's been on vinyl yet. So I thought it made a good album.
I'm curious if you I don't know. I think about these kind of things all the time because, like you, I got my sort of, I call it my vanity label where I just put stuff out that, I just make stuff and put it out there.
It's all vanity.
It is all vanity. I mean, and like for me, it's like I like making like little album covers and doing, it's, I don't know, it's fun. But I am curious if it all changes like the way something feels like once it's, if you press it to vinyl or put it on a CD or something, or if it just is just another thing.
Not for me. I mean, with this project, I felt like the things I was putting up on Bandcamp was the same effort I put into anything else. So I've just been really, each song I work on pretty hard, even though I might just put it on Bandcamp. For some people, I think it means that it's more official that it appears on vinyl, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I mean, I haven't released anything on vinyl, and I don't even know how long. So, as you mentioned, you like to write and record a lot of stuff. Is songwriting like a daily practice for you at this point?
Not really. Although I am like listening to music and appreciating music every day.
Mm-hmm.
A song doesn't appear. I mean, probably appears in my mind more often than most people, but I mean, I'd say like every couple weeks, I might sort of get the urge to make a song. Sometimes I go a long time without, and then other times I'll just suddenly have a backlog of songs I have to write, or I have a note. I just put it in notes on my iPhone, and my notes are vast. I mean, if you had to print them out, I don't know. Might be a Bible length. Just random, but it's not just song ideas. I have ideas for all kinds of things. So it's ridiculous ideas for band names or like movie titles or just I have a lot of random stuff in there.
Man, I relate to this on I have lists of all, it's endless. I will never run out of band names or project names in my lifetime because
people have actually come to me to ask me for a band name and I've hooked them up. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's a service you can start. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I'm probably like just okay at everything else, but I think I'm good at coming up with band names. Like,
yeah, I would say
you can say what you want. You could be like Red Six Purples. They're horrible. They're not as good as X, Y, and Z, but yeah, he can come up with band names.
It's a great band name, though.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I would argue that you're good at coming up with the name. Like, I think your album names and your song titles, I think you're very good at all that too. But
thanks. I'd say naming. I thought about becoming a branding expert for indie bands. Like because there's so many bands. I'm like, I might like this band better if they just had a better name and a better aesthetic sense.
Yeah, I've had that experience where I didn't like. I don't know. I never checked out a band for the longest time because the name was so off-putting to me, and then I heard it, and it's like, oh, I actually really like this, but geez, I don't know if I can get past the name.
I always quote this Robert Pollard quote where he's like, bands need to spend less time on music and more time on song titles.
Yes.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but I just think I can 100% related to that. Like, just come up with like, or find someone who can be your like Robert Hunter,
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you need to offer that as a freelance service to Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, I've always associated you with. I mean, the first thing I ever was aware of was Jeweled Antler, which I still think is one of the most like evocative names of a thing. So, um,
Yeah, I don't think I didn't find that name. I think we found that name somewhere. I
mm,
can't remember where, like Lauren Chassie and I named it, but I think I can't remember where we found the name, but we saw it in a book or something. So
man,
I can't fully take credit for it, but
on the subject of names, which apparently this is going to become the whole thing here, but when you are writing songs, is it like does the I don't know, does the name come first? Does the name come later? Like, does the name title, I should say, like shape the narrative? I don't know. I'm just curious. Or is it sometimes one way, sometimes another?
yeah, I'd say the majority of times I think of a good title or a phrase,
Mm-hmm.
and then I build a song around that. And I think that's common with a lot of people. But of course, there's a million ways to write songs. But that's a common one. But sometimes I just have a good idea for a song of
Mm-hmm.
what it could be about, and then the title comes later. But I'd say the majority is like a title just zings into my mind, and if it makes me laugh or kind of makes me wistful, then I make a song about it.
um, so, do you have? I guess before we move into talking about a bunch of songs, I mean, we're talking about songs, but any like live shows or anything you want to mention coming up? Obviously, you got the records just out. I don't know if you're doing any kind of since this is like a I don't know, not best of. It's a collection less than a record. I don't know. Anyway,
We're we're doing a couple shows this weekend, but this podcast probably won't be out
yeah.
by then. But yeah, we'll be headed out to play some different places, but I haven't announced anything yet. But
Okay. Keep your eyes and ears peeled, everyone. Okay. Well, going to segue here awkwardly into the questions that we ask everybody. So, as always, to start, first question is what is the first song that you remember?
I mean, this was a difficult one because it probably was something from church, or something
Sure.
like that, or a nursery rhyme or something. But I'd say that the first song that I kind of fully identified as like a song is the song La Bamba,
Yeah.
because I'm from Southern California, so like the local mariachis would play that song,
Oh, man.
and yeah, we had like mariachis that would come to the school, for different events, and they would play music for
Uh huh.
us, and that song was just kind of in the air down there. It's like a real standard. And
Right.
then I sort of heard the Richie Valens version not long
Mm-hmm.
after. So I kind of hearing that a song could be like a folk song that I always felt like like just song a common song that like you would know
Mm-hmm.
as a little kid, that could also be on the radio as like a rock and roll song.
Mm-hmm.
That was like kind of put synapses in my brain firing of like how a song is constructed, I think.
That's cool. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome that like the mariachis came to your school and stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean they would play for like Day of the Dead, and or they would
Mm.
just have like or you go to a restaurant and they'd be playing. So yeah, it's really common down there.
Yeah, I think that the La Bamba soundtrack was the first like anything. So I bought it on tape. The first thing I ever bought music related with my own money.
Yeah, and then a little while later, the Los Lobos version, which is a really good version of the
Mm-hmm.
song, and I was obsessed with that movie also.
Same.
Because I just loved any kind of media that was about a rock band. So
Yeah.
just seeing them like plug in amps, even though it's fake in the movie,
Right.
I'd still, like watching the Monkees reruns or
Mm-hmm.
movies about rock and roll or whatever.
Oh man, yeah. I
Yeah.
used to the Monkees reruns of that. They came on TV like one of those. I don't know what channel it was, but it was like at 3:30 in the afternoon, and I got home from school right around that time, and that was my daily ritual. Was I'd sit and watch those Monkees reruns.
I think they played it on MTV.
Maybe it was,
probably
yeah.
when we watched it. It might have been also on like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I remember it's like I would watch that, and then like DuckTales was on a different channel after. So those were like the two things when I was 10 years old that I don't know.
You still haven't moved on past those
No,
two
I mean, I'm
things.
still, it's basically the story of my whole life.
Right.
Well, what is a song that, well, I guess the first before is, do you could think of yourself as like as a crier, as a big crier?
I have cried. Even as an adult, I have cried. Yeah, I mean, for sure. When your defenses are down and you're just having there's a big change in life. For various reasons, I've definitely had music be my conduit for feeling those things and weeping.
Well, what is a song that will either make you cry or it makes you it is like a conduit to kind of put you in that frame of mind?
This was really hard questionnaire that you sent because I'm such a music person.
I know.
So I thought of like 10, but here's my list of 10. No. So I came up, the one that I thought like this song is an epic, like tearjerker. It's the Ahnoni and the Johnsons' Another World.
Oh man. Yeah.
You know that track?
The song tears me to pieces.
I need another world. This one's nearly gone. I mean,
yeah.
But anything that she sings is going to make you cry.
Right.
She could sing, America the Beautiful, and it would,
right.
It would absolutely, devastate you.
Man, Ahnoni doing Lee Greenwood covers, that would be like,
just spitting that idea out there. I think it's a really good idea.
I think it is actually a really good idea. That would be pretty, God, that would be incredible. Now this song is like the part like where she's just kind of naming things, like it's very like in their simplicity. It just, I don't know. It like feels like this farewell to hope itself, and is so beautiful and crushing.
Yeah, and then there's an environmental message in all of her work, I think, and this one's definitely an environmental song.
Yeah,
as well as it could be just about. It's just about loss, and I'm kind of getting choked up even thinking about this. Just thinking of the song is making me a little like choked up.
Yeah, it's God. Yeah, I hadn't listened to this in a minute, and when I was prepping for this and put it on, I was just like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. But yeah, it's okay. Well, on the flip side, what is the song that will put you in a better mood?
Oh, this one was easy. So I picked English Beat, Save It for Later.
Oh,
and
man,
it's like a song from my youth, and that band, how they were just had a unity message, just like bringing black and white together, and punk and ska and reggae and all this other stuff and pop, and I don't know, it just was an optimistic time. The two-tone movement, and also really political, but that song itself is just kind of a great jangly pop song that they did. Yeah,
it is. Oh man, it's so catchy. And I was thinking about this, like the guitar tone in this, it reminded me of some of your stuff. Like I was like,
I mean, I've literally been listening to that song since I was in fourth grade or something. So if that's the case, then there's really
there's no getting away from it.
There's no getting away from it. Yeah. Oh, and I love the video too, because it pictures beatniks, and it's like this cafe, and the band is like they're like in a beatnik cafe, and I think when I was in elementary school, I saw that, and I realized that my life's goal was to become a beatnik.
Hey, close enough, right?
I know, I did it.
Yeah. Dreams really do come true.
They do.
Oh, that's great. I need to go watch the video. I haven't seen the video, and I don't even know how long. Man, okay.
It's just very tongue in cheek, and people are like stylish, wearing berets and striped shirts.
Hey, there you go. I mean, that's. All right, everybody's favorite question. What is objectively the greatest song of all time?
I mean, this is the worst question you sent. I mean, come on.
Uh-huh. Oh,
There is no best song of all time.
I put this on here to antagonize people. I mean,
right,
really.
yeah, I can tell. So this one I'm throwing a curveball out there a bit. So I picked Grouper, Heavy Water, I'd Rather Be Sleeping.
This is basically my favorite song ever. So
wow. We're like uncommon, Brad. We should have hung out sooner.
Yeah, apparently so.
So well, the reason why I picked this song, I mean, so there are many like great best songs of all time when you say, right. I mean, and you could go with like the Kinks or like, Waterloo Sunset, or you could go with like Robert Wyatt, Sea Song, or you could do like John Coltrane doing, Olé or something, right. and right. Or like Public Enemy or something. I mean, who knows? Yeah. NWA. I mean, fuck the police. I mean, that's maybe one of the, still relevant, right? But that's the great thing about the great thing about a great song is that it's possible for almost anyone to write the best song of all time. Like it's just a thing that's out there, that's in our species, that we can, if you tap into it, like a random person can tap into it, a person who's like a Brian Wilson can tap into it, but also someone who's like, a punk band in a garage can tap into that. It's just, that's what's so neat about it. It's like the sweepstakes that everyone can participate in. But anyway, this song is just, it's so beautiful. The lyrics are so beautiful. How it's not really what you think of as a typical, pop production. It's lo-fi. Mm-hmm. It's just arresting and meaning and deep, and it's just simple. Which my favorite kind of song is simple. I mean, and I know complicated songs are great too, but this is my favorite song. It's just like one or two riffs, a devastating vocal,
Oh man.
And also go ahead.
Oh, and it's like that. The core, it's so catchy in this sort of, I don't know. I remember when I heard it the first time. Like I still remember hearing it the first time. Like, I have a whole story about it because it originally came out on Type Records, and John, who ran Type, was one of my best friends, and we were in LA for the Digitalis festival, and Liz had just sent them like, "Hey, I've got this album. Would you want to release this?" And I remember it was like 8 a.m. John's banging on my hotel room door, like, oh my God, and played this for me. And just, the first time I ever heard, like, I don't know, when that, like, the chorus comes in, it just, I don't know, it's just like time stops. And it's, anyway.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind of song. The one where you hear it and you kind of like, did you ever see, are you a Seinfeld fan? There's that episode where he's listening to Desperado.
Yeah.
and it's like Elaine's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's so transfixed, he has to hear Desperado. And if she interrupts him, he gets really annoyed.
Yes.
And so like, this is like a Desperado type song.
100%.
But, I have a story about this song too. We could have made the whole podcast about this song. So I know Liz a little bit because we did a little music together in that, in Badger Lore, which was Rob Fisk's project. He was the person who started Deerhoof. I'm just saying it for your listeners. He started Deerhoof, and then he started a label called Free Porcupine Society. And he put out some of the early grouper stuff. And I was over at his house, and similar thing to your experience. He was like, I got a new like demo from Liz. He's like, you got to check it out. And he played that song, or just played the whole thing. And then that song came on. And I was just like, there's a few times in my life where I heard a song where I was like, that song will create a whole genre,
Yeah.
And maybe like 3 times that's happened to me in my entire life. And I've always kind of paid attention to like new music. And I heard that song. I was like, we were just like dumbfounded. We're listening to it. I was like, and then he's like, you know what? I can't do anything with this. She has to like get on a label that's a little bit bigger and do something with this, And because, he just knew it was so good. It had to, get a higher profile. But anyway, and it did become a pretty huge song. I mean, it was, still is probably.
Yeah. I think it's, I mean, I remember, like I knew Liz a little bit, and I think I'd probably interviewed her for the site, and I loved all the stuff before this, but it was a little different. It was a little more, I don't know. I mean, this is pretty ambient, but I think that was part of what also is just it's so cool when somebody like totally surprises you in a way, or like just does something that you're not expecting. And then it's like, oh, this is like the best thing I've,
yeah. I mean, it's so hard that the kind of project I was engaged in before this song came out, and just what I was doing kind of more in the Jewel Antler time of music that I was doing, was trying to see how to make a new version of like a melodic song that wasn't rock. And it's so rare when people can stumble on something that is so universal, but is also sort of underground and weird sounding.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, I'm so glad that you picked this to answer this question. This is like, this makes me really happy.
I kind of knew we could like riff on this song, so I pulled that one out.
So yeah, everybody else who comes on this show after this is the correct answer to.
The other one I was going to pick, which would have been an equally interesting chat, was "Soon It Will Be Fire" by Richard Youngs.
Oh man, yeah, that's another. That's okay. I'm gonna not turn this whole podcast into just this question. But
okay, sorry, we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll have to. I don't know. We'll have to do an addendum someday or something. Okay, what is the song you used to love, but you heard it recently, or you think about it now and doesn't really do it for you the same way?
And this is maybe not so much because of the song, but because of what the band became later. That song by Metallica, "One."
Mm-hmm.
I loved Metallica, the early stuff.
Yeah.
And when Injustice for All came out, I was like fully on board.
Mm-hmm.
They were still an underground band, really. They weren't yet like what they are now.
Right.
A mega band. And I just love this album. And because I was, coming from hardcore and then started dabbling in metal. So I heard Metallica was the perfect crossover band.
Right.
And they would cover like Misfits and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then they like, I don't know, the band going to their therapist in that movie just
that was it. There's like no coming back from that.
Yeah,
those scenes.
I mean, people don't even know they were like the coolest band. Come on, they were the fucking hardest metal, and punks like them too, and now they're going to see their therapist. I mean, I was like it just ruined my teenage version of the band. I mean, good for them for changing their lives and going to a therapist. Let's be honest.
Right. But, yeah, right. I mean, I'm going to my therapist later, but I mean, I wasn't in Metallica. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah. They should have just kept that under wraps.
Yeah. Like, go to your therapist. Just don't make a documentary about it. I don't know. That's no, that totally makes sense. I can still play I don't play guitar as much as I used to, but I can still play the intro to this. And I think I still can do part of the finger tapping because I was like obsessed with finger tapping when I was 12 years old. And I kind of had the realization recently that I think I'm obsessed with like synth arpeggios because I think it comes directly from my obsession with finger tapping as a young guitar player. So, I don't know. That's what I think of when I think of One. Is I think of I can play the intro, and I'll start playing it sometimes, and people will be like, "Why?" It's like, I don't know. It's the only Metallica. I don't know. Anyway,
It's musically, it is amazing. It does, I think that album is. It's weird that you learn later that they sort of mixed the bass out.
I know.
That, like, I didn't realize it at the time, and now I really notice it.
Right. Yeah, that is.
And it's all because they just wanted to haze their bass player. Like, they just didn't like him yet or something.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably talked about that in therapy. What is a song that most people hate? Whoever these people are, I don't know. But you don't care. You love it.
Them. This one. So I came up with REM's "Everybody Hurts."
Yeah, that's one that a lot of people don't like.
Like, a lot of people are just really bothered by that song, and that just kind of amuses me. I think it's just so open-hearted that it makes people uncomfortable.
I agree with that totally. Like, it's so earnest, and earnestness scares people.
And this is another song that made me cry at some point, because I was hung up on a girl and I heard it and it made me cry. And like, forever I was a fan, and I was maybe on the fence about this song too, but I just got it in that moment. And I think it really is so, believable, as like, it's like a hand on the shoulder to someone who is in pain. And it's not meant with any ounce of irony or any humor. It's just constant, I don't know. And I love the kind of 1950s chord progression, and it's just, and there's like a drum machine in it, like an old rhythm box. I think it's a masterpiece. I mean, this is the kind of song that will stand the test of time. Like, it'll be a standard.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. No, I'm a big fan of this song, and I've had experiences where I think I played it, or I don't remember but people did not want to hear it.
It really sets people off.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it's so like, it's like direct and, like you said, open-hearted, that makes people uncomfortable. And hey, we should all be a little more open-hearted. And anyway,
I'm all about being post irony.
Yes, same. Do you think of yourself as a romantic?
I do. I'm incredibly romantic. Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously I write like hundreds of songs about like flowers and love. So I have to just say I am.
And if you're not, you're like really selling it.
I'm a liar. I'm such a liar. Yeah.
Well, what is the most romantic song?
Also a difficult one. I almost want to change it last minute, but I'm going to go with what I picked. I put Sade, "Lover's Rock."
Yeah.
I love a song that references like music, so that the song title is a subgenre of reggae, and then but she uses it as, the rock that I cling to in the storm.
Yeah.
It's just such a beautiful, sweet. I don't know. It's just, of course, anything that she sings is romantic.
Right.
But this one just is like a epic, I think.
Yeah, it's like maximum romance. And I think like I don't know, like the whole like the Lover's Rock thing, like it's like this, she makes the idea of like stability is the sexiest thing ever. Which only I think someone like Sade could do. So yeah,
and just that feeling that you are solid with someone is so romantic.
Yeah. Oh God, I love this song and this album so much. It's like
this whole album is like, that's probably one of my favorite records. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I think you could easily make a case that this is the greatest song of all time.
Any of these songs I've put on here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Metallica.
Even one. Hey, yeah.
Yes.
Like maybe mix the bass back in, but Okay, what's a song that changed your perspective on an artist, either for better or for worse?
I came up with Rites of Spring All Through Life. This EP it's one of my favorite records of all time, and sort of coming from listening to hardcore. And the first Rites of Spring still has a strong hardcore influence, even though it's definitely weird. Then this EP came out, and this song in particular, but the whole EP has just got the strangest. It's almost like light sounding, and it's like the songs are both fast and slow at the same time. It's just the oddest sounding record. I mean, and the guitars are clean. It still felt really punk, but there's no momentum at all in it. It just sort of floats.
Yeah.
And the guitars are just up there chiming. And so this song and then changed how I saw like hardcore, like how it could be, it could still feel, really emotional and powerful, but be light sounding and dreamy.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because it is like, there's something like very like raw and almost like volatile about it, but it is so, it's like, it's melodic and feels like floating. Yeah, that's I never thought about it that way, but that's so true. Dang.
Yeah, go back and listen to this EP, because like every song is really strange how they're constructed. Like, and it sounds like some parts are fast and slow. I don't know. It's this contradictory feeling that I'm always looking for in music, for like great music.
Yeah, that like it describe. I said to somebody, like, music that kind of confuses me or confounds me is I love stuff like that, like where I'm just like, how is this possible?
Yeah, same. And if I can't figure something out right away, but I'm kind of really stimulated by it, that's when my brain's just going crazy, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. After we get off this call, I'm going to go listen to the whole EP, because I was listening to this song and I hadn't heard it in a while, but yeah, I can. Okay. That's my homework for today. What about lyrics? I imagine, can lyrics like make or break a song for you? I'm curious. Like,
I think if lyrics are bad, it's better if you don't notice them. And if lyrics are good, it doesn't matter if you can hear the lyrics or not. It'll just be, and the song's great. It'll still be great, and it'll just be even better once you clue into what the lyrics are.
That's that's a really good point. I like that. Well, what are your favorite lyrics?
So, another impossible question. So I picked the jam, That's Entertainment.
Nice.
And this is another song that I heard around the same time as Save It for Later, English Beat. And the chords are so simple, and then the lyrics are a really interesting concept. It's just a list of things that really aren't. It's kind of, there are human beings in the list, but it's kind of a list of things. So it's like police car and a screaming siren. What is it? Pneumatic drill and ripped up concrete. And then he ties it together with this vague chorus that's entertainment. And so this is a trick that I use constantly when I write songs. You know, if I want to, like, I have songs where I just list things, or just, I want to, and so the listener can create the drama, or it's like you're just setting a scene, and that's it.
Yeah. Man, yeah, no, I've always thought, like, there's something like you said, he's just kind of listing things, and it's like, there's, I don't know, it feels, there's something like mundane about that, but there's, I don't know, there's something so brutal about the way it is constructed, or I don't know. Yeah.
Like you feel like there's a larger message here, but he never says what it is. And that's like the powerful part.
Yeah, man, it's such a good song too. Peak Paul Weller, but man, so this is like one of my. A lot of times people don't send me their list in a random order, so I kind of know what's coming. Like, I'm glad that you did, because I didn't know. I thought this might have been like your greatest song of all time pick, because again, it could easily be. You can make the case for that, but I love that you picked it for the lyrics.
Yeah, and the method too, that I learned something from. There's this Virginia Woolf. She has a book called The Waves,
Mhm.
and there's a chapter in that book that doesn't have any characters, and then basically the character is just this house that's sort of, I can't remember exactly. It's kind of been shuttered for a while,
Mhm.
and so it's just kind of about the evolution of this house with no one in it. And that just always intrigued me, like, oh wow, you can write a whole chapter of a book with no characters, just a house.
Yeah, man. I haven't read that in a long time. Ew. And yeah. I wrote a thing a couple months ago that I'm like, oh man, I think I was like sort of inspired by that, and I don't really remember because I remember when I read that the first time, like long ago, I had a similar thought of like it kind of that chapter kind of. I think I remember like reading it and then rereading it because I was so taken aback by that similar idea. Um,
Yeah, it really stands out. I can't think of another thing quite like it.
right. uh, man, that's cool. Okay. What is the last song that you completely fell in love with?
Oh, this one, I'm old and behind the time, so I
Mm-hmm.
just became aware of Juice World,
Mm-hmm.
and this track "Wasted" just kind of blew me away. His personal story is really tragic. He died really young,
Mm-hmm.
um, by overdose as the feds were raiding his plane that was full of like pounds of marijuana or something. Um, so he's just this tragic figure, kind of like a Kurt Cobain type, and
Mm-hmm.
but even younger. I think he was only 21. But he's like so crazy talented. I mean, the melodies are so affecting,
I
and
know.
the
Yeah.
lyrics are so. It's all about drugs and suicide. So don't let your kids listen to this
Right.
artist,
Right.
Um, but man, he's amazing. I mean, and you got to watch the live clips. Like he unlike he's in that kind of uh I don't know what genre. I mean, they call it kind of emo rap or something, SoundCloud or whatever. Um, but in that world, he can really sing, and the melodies are really like
Right.
powerful.
Yeah, that was I. Whenever I first heard his stuff, the melodies just blew me away. I wasn't, and I didn't really know what to expect going in, but I was, um, yeah, I just kind of, I couldn't believe how good, like how good the melodies were. I don't know, it surprised me, and yeah, this track just feels like, oh my god, it's like emotionally scorched or something. It's so
And so
and
funny too. Like he's
yeah,
also like funny and like really sad. It's, I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah, it's impressive. I wish he would have, gone on and
right.
like, developed as a songwriter. It could have been so interesting.
Yeah, seriously, it's one of yeah. God, what could have been? What cover is better than the original?
Also a hard one because I do enjoy cover songs. But I've come up with Galaxie 500. Isn't it a pity?
Yeah.
I mean, the George Harrison one is really good too. Obviously, I
Mm-hmm.
mean that whole album, All Things Must Pass, is amazing. But I don't know. I love that when Galaxie 500 did it, they like took out the seventh chords. Like they changed the
Mm-hmm.
chords to be more simple, which is exactly what I would do because I, don't really know chords that well. I just think it's just way more. The melody is just works better for me. This version.
Yeah, I think that's I didn't realize that that's what they did because I. But like now that you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, they did change the chords in that. Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure if
um,
it's exactly the seventh chord or whatever, but I feel like there's those Beatles chords that have the seventh
mm-hmm.
and they kind of change it completely.
Yeah. No, this is. I hadn't thought about this cover in a long time, and I was glad to have it back on my radar because I've listened to it a bunch in the last few days. I don't know. It almost feels like more like fragile or something to me. It's yeah,
Yeah, and just the way the melody just gets me is more powerful somehow.
All right.
Less ornate.
Yeah. No, yeah. It feels, it's like, yeah, man. Okay. Everybody go listen to this song because I don't know. I don't feel like anybody I know. No, anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right. Last two questions for real. What is the song that means the most to you?
I guess I misread. I didn't get these questions. Let me think for a second.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
So
I guess we
what's the
have covered the
song?
whole. Yeah. Like, what's the song that means the most to you? Maybe like you associate it with an experience or someone.
Of these songs or just a totally new song?
You can go whichever way you want to go with it. There's no rules here.
All right. I'll just go off I'll just improvise.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Television Personalities. Say You Won't Cry. It's on Painted Word, and it's probably it's I don't know. Television Personalities, I feel like, are really important to the Reds, Pinks, and Purples. Just in terms of like taking pop forms and making them, a few shades darker. And this song is a devastating like ballad on that album.
Yeah, man, that is a great song. I haven't listened to that in a while, but I can see I don't know. I can see the connection. That makes sense. Do you have any like specific, I don't know, like memories or anything associated with the song, or just like you said, it's really important to the band. So
yeah, my roommate in college, his name's Mark. He used to get all these like promo cassettes from his friend who worked at a distributor in Sacramento. And he had a Painted Word cassette, and I had never heard Television Personalities. And I borrowed that tape, and of course, like conveniently forgot to give it back to him for like 5 years. I did give it back to him eventually, but yeah, and I think just the way that whole album sounds, which it's like pop, it reminds me of like my childhood favorites, like The Jam, but where they just stripped away all the rock elements and just, left like the essence of the song on that album. It's just like there's just like a sad bass line that's like mixed too loud, and like you can barely hear any drums. It's just like echo everywhere, and just that idea of deconstructing pop, but also making like pure pop.
Yeah, I love that. Well, the last question is, what's your favorite song? But I mean, I guess we kind of talked about it for like 10 minutes already, maybe.
What's my favorite song? Oh my God. Wasn't that?
Well, it's a little different than
greatest song of all time versus favorite song. Well, let me give me like
semantics.
Give me 1 second. I'll think of something. And this could fit for other categories. I'm going to go with Husker Du's version of 8 Miles High. I think that's maybe, peak emotional pop is that cover. And just the way when he's singing it, he just goes past the lyrics, and it just kind of becomes this like howl. And it's just like, it's so powerful. And no matter how many times you hear it, it never gets any less powerful to me. Like, and it has that Brilliant Birds melody in it. That's it's such a great song already. But then the Husker Du version is like, it's like exploding into like bright sunlight or something.
Oh man. Well, that is a beautiful place to end. So, okay. The Past is a Garden I Never Fed. It's out now. Fire Records. And you've been doing like you've been doing the digital singles thing again recently. Yes, kind of.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I do a lot of covers, so this is like the perfect podcast for me.
Well, hey, maybe one of these songs will turn up on a future release.
On my Juice WRLD tribute.
Oh man, come on. That's what we need.
Yes, that's what we need. This, like, yeah.
We need you covering Juice World.
Yes,
we need Ahnoni covering Lee Greenwood,
yeah.
and then maybe the world will heal.
And then REM promises to delete Shiny Happy People off of streaming.
Yeah, and then hey, it's all downhill from there or uphill from there. I don't know which one's better. Well, this is a lot of fun. I'm glad after 20 years we finally got to talk.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for having. I mean, I love talking about other people's music more than my own. So this is the kind of podcast I like to do.
Yeah, same. That's why I started it.
Started the whole podcast for it.
All right, well, everybody, check out the record. Once again, thank you to Glenn Donaldson for going along for the ride, having a good time, and for finally saying what needed to be said, that Groupers' Heavy Water, I'd Rather Be Sleeping is objectively the greatest song of all time. Seriously though, that made my heart full, because I've expressed on this show, and to anybody who's listened to me over the last 20 years, or it's not been quite 20 years since that came out, but yeah, I love that song. So anyway, The Past is a Garden I Never Fed is out now on Fire Records. It is well worth your time, as we are neck deep in the sweat of summer here. That is music that'll make you I don't know, love the summer. I don't know. It's just it's a great summer record. It's a great all-time record, all the time record. And Glenn's an all-timer. What else could you ask for? All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep on listening to whatever the hell you want.